Yes, sir. It's your boy B Hayes. We back with another one, guys. So the stock market sold off prior to CPI inflation data report that's coming in hot on tomorrow. A lot of analysts expecting for not, if any, not much have changed from inflation, still meaning it's very close to its peak. And if it did come down, it just came down just by the slightest bit, guys. So the economy is still on edge. A lot of fear is still out there. But like I tell you guys, this is the time to be buying and holding quality companies, not doing options. Of course, we want to do options. There's a lot of money to be made. Options is like stocks on steroids. But we want to be smart during these times, and we definitely, you know, a lot of people took L's being for the fact that the company was already invested in prior to around COVID, those companies then came down significantly. So, you know, you already know that's how the game go, guys. But this is the time you want to be buying, because I didn't expect for the economy to have a crazy U-turn like this, going back to how we were thriving and bumping. Things was just jumping back in 2021. The economy was booming. Everybody was spending money. Everybody was getting money. A lot of bosses popping up, entrepreneurs, new entrepreneurs popping up. Everybody, you know, saying bump a job, people doing their own thing, the government giving people free money, a lot of scamming going on, you know, anything. A lot of money was being out in this world, guys. People was doing things. So things have changed now in a blink of an eye. A lot of people done lost their savings. Over 70% of Americans that was saved up, had a nice healthy savings account, has been dipping and pulling and dabbing in their savings account, and it is down to the lows now, guys. People is, you know, running low on capital. So you already know, and like we know, the jobs ain't trying to, you know, pay the wages to hurry up and get us on the same track as inflation. But it's coming, guys. It's definitely coming. They just trying to hurt the people, because a lot of, you know, jobs, they've been needing people to work. People ain't even been trying to work. So I feel like, I ain't trying to get off track or nothing, but I feel like all this is making people go back to work now. And not saying, you know, it's a multiple different reasons for something to happen. Not just saying that's the only reason at all. But it's crazy because a lot of people wasn't looking for work, but now a lot of people is looking for work. So you already know, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. So consumer price inflation in May is expected to run sizzling hot as energy, food, and rent rose. Economists surveyed by Dow Jones expect the consumer price index was up 8.3% year over year in May, the same as April, while core inflation is expected to have cooled slightly. High energy prices are driving the headline and continuing to trigger the debate about whether inflation has peaked. Markets will focus on whether it appears prices have hit a top and what it means for the Federal Reserve plans to raise interest rates. So, guys, we already know how they like to do. They like to get the market very rowdy right before the big dogs come out. We know the big dogs, the feds, is the dictators of the market. Whatever the Fed says, that's what goes. But like I told you guys, don't hold me to it. They got a 99.9% conviction rate. That little 0.1% of the time, they could definitely still be wrong. Meaning the feds could want to push the market in a certain direction, but so much buying pressure, and they can manipulate the market. But when so much buying pressure come in, too much demand come in for a certain security or asset, it's going to override any type of manipulation, any type of tactics. Even if it don't do its full potential of how high that security asset wanting to spike, it's going to do something because so much demand coming in. The same thing I say about the feds, guys. You see how the market dropped tremendously today prior to this coming out. Now tomorrow, everybody might be spooked, shocked, like, dang, you know, the CPI inflation data report didn't come back, you know, too good. It probably slightly went down, if it went down, if any, but we may see the market go up, you know, a nice spike tomorrow. Being for the fact we're going to still be in the same spot that we was in on Thursday, or, yeah, Thursday when the market, no, Thursday is day. Wednesday when the market did what it did, when it spiked, we'll be right back in that same spot. Nobody really, like, if you just holding stocks, you really ain't gained that. You really ain't losing nothing from the day of yesterday. You just right back because it dropped today just to spike tomorrow, because more people is already short on a lot of companies, expecting, you know, for it to drop even lower once the CPI inflation data report come out and it's still near the same or slightly drop. So a lot of people might get caught in the fire on tomorrow, because like I say, 99.9% of the time, the Feds, whatever direction they want to put the market in, that's what it's going to do. But you got that 0.1% of the time, whenever stocks is at its lowest, regardless of what the Fed's talking about, regardless of what's going on in the economy, whenever stocks is at its lowest of its lowest, certain securities, people is going to eat it up regardless. Them millionaires, them billionaires is going to buy it, because they like, okay, even if it want to come down lower from here, I got to go ahead and seize on this opportunity, because I do not believe this particular stock is not going to be trading at this same price come next week, and they're going to want to get it now. And a lot of people is going to be thinking the same thing. That's why all that demand going to come in at, and regardless of what's going on around us, it's going to do it. Just like we see it all the time. Good news, and a stock can come out, and that stock can come down crashing. I'm talking about they can have, you know, beat endless expectations and revenue and all that, and it still come down to price action. Bad news come out by the company, you could still, or the company doing poorly fundamentally, we could still see that stock spike and go crazy. Same thing. Sometimes it don't make sense, but you got to make it make sense. It's just the market psychology, and all that is going into play right now. They messing with a lot of people bags, because a lot of people is, you know, trying to time the market. But you already know, guys, like I say, you know, just be prepared. Most definitely be, you know, getting all you can get why the prices is this low, because it's not going to be this low forever, guys. You already know what to do. Add me on Instagram at the BHayes Show. I love y'all. We out, and God bless you. We go.